Good evening, gamers, and welcome to Capping Television. My name is the Lampshade22, or Snazzy, or I don't know, whatever other people call me. Probably names starting with four-letter words. We've got me and Ghost again. We're here for more. We're casting round 4, the high division of the ozfortress Spring 2025, which is season 44.
Correct, you got it right. Good job.
Oh, look at me go. We are casting Freddo v Digga versus the Flank of Doom.
Yeah, a little bit different. This week, just a bit of high action today. Unfortunately, Prem, we didn't have any casters for. It is what it is. But I think we do have an exciting match up on our hands coming into this, nearing the actually end of the high season, Snazzy. So after this week, this is the second last week of high, then moves to round 5, which is the last week, and then they go into playoffs. But speaking about rosters and Freddo v Digga, the rosters are Aegis or Submarine is what we'll refer to as their combo scout, Tira as flank, Yons as their pocket, Nam, Roma, pistol, demo, Mikal, medic. So just for reference, I think the teams that we'll be seeing tonight, I have actually made a few roster changes if you aren't informed, Snazzy, or haven't seen a whole lot.
I stay unknowing, my friend. I stay unknowing.
They have, so Submarine is going to be their combo scout, I'm guessing, for the remainder of the season. Unfortunately, Caldell's got moved to sub due to other commitments and probably can't play the season out. However, look, there actually is a world, because this game is kind of important for the side of Flank of Doom, actually. I don't know if you'd see, because since it's a shorter season, there actually is a world where Flank of Doom might not make playoffs if they get 2-0'd, for those who haven't been keeping up. I've looked at all the analytics and data on the ozfortress page, and there are some, there is definitely a world where upsets can happen. But moving on, Flank of Doom, if you want to quickly go through that, Snazzy.
Oh, mate, I will absolutely do my darndest. So on Flank of Doom, we've got Tetrix and Wilson Brown on the scouts. That's pocket and flank, respectively. We've got Shy on the pocket soldier, Sky on the roaming soldier, Akari on demo man, and Liu as the medic. I don't know how to say that one, so I'm going with it.
I think it's Lila, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
This
it's a pretty fat roster. That's a pretty good one.
But if you've noticed from the last time we've seen them, I think we've casted them in high already, have we?
Yeah, I think so.
They've made a big roster change, these guys. It's actually a big change. So Akari used to be their combo scout. He's moved to demo now. Tetrick used to be their soldier, I believe, pocket, moved to combo scout, with Shy moving onto that pocket role on soldier. So a pretty big switch up coming in as well to this. It is a shorter high season, but I'd say a pretty big move coming into the second last week of the season, and also potentially a do or die match. Because as long as if they trade, then okay, that at least saves them a bit. They should be able to still make playoffs, I think. But if it's a 2-0 for the side of Freddo, if Freddo do beat them, then Flank of Doom is in a bit of a pickle, put it that way. But anyway, into
game, which is going
round 1.
We are into Freddo v Digga versus the Flank of Doom. It is ozfortress Spring season 2025. Bloody 44. Wow, it's all coming together. We're into the first mid here. We can see the usual sort of posturing on Sunshine here. Both teams taking a bit of upper ground, but I can actually see that Flank of Doom are taking a bit more control of that upper area as the bombs come through. Med down on both sides. Lots of frags going around. It does look like Freddo v Digga are coming out on the upper end of this one. We've still got one of the scouts there doing his absolute darndest to make something happen. Not quite able to take it out. But yeah, look, both meds dead. First mid going the way of Freddo v Digga.
Yeah, and even we saw that in that first round as well. The classic sort of spam mid. You see the soldier roll out on the side of Freddo as well, just going onto their, onto their hut on their side of mid and just sort of spamming into the choke. It was a pretty passive mid as well, not many rotates, but we already do see aggression coming out from the side of Freddo, already getting a lot of ground actually onto the second. A nice pipe by Pistol onto that soldier, and that is Pistol getting taken out, but Tiro as well trading out for Sky there, and we do see some trades going back and forth, and actually it is ending a bit better for the side of Flank of Doom, but do they suspect a crit though on the side of Freddo, which might have been spotted by a scout, I'm not sure, but looks like they are trying to stay in. Crits has been popped and there's nothing to get out of it, and yeah, good recovery from Flank of Doom, able to retake onto that mid and now have basically full Uberad coming into second basically.
Yeah, Flank of Doom played that one really well. You saw Freddo kind of got a bit disconnected as they came in. They sent their demo man in a different area than the rest of their team, and he just sort of got punched, got king hit. And we can see, I mean, look, they've rolled this all the way forward into a second capture here, from their second to the other one, so it's going to give them what they need to try to get in here. They've still got this full Uberad. They come through that lower area. They're onto the players pretty early, spamming the heavy out. The gun is only level 1. It does go down. There has been a trade in the meantime with this Uber. The Uber is faded and it's turning into a scrappy fight. There's not really many players in here that are able to do much. Sky gets in trying to pick up the medic, not quite able to make it happen. Mikau getting out of there, getting a bit of a restuff, and with those 2 players down, I think they're going to have to back out, and they're staring down the barrel of full Uber the other way now.
I think it's actually full crits ad, sorry. So you have the crits as well come out, which has actually been, yeah, it's been committed actually on the side of Freddo, which they only actually do get med. They get Lilac out of it. So, and then Kari as well. Pistol getting 2 out of it, and as well getting a med and demo. I'd take that any day with a crits. And now, Flank of Doom are just sort of sending it, trying to get some sort of frags here. But however, though, 5 players up for the side of Freddo, protecting Mikau. Mikau's living through all that chaos. They have crits ad, yes. Probably not ideal, but still, crits is crits. They still have a pretty big amount of ad. They have to just play it really aggressively, already with 8 times capture on point. But that last push, there was basically no cap time. I feel like the side of the flank could have just played send a scout to get on to capture, trap it off. But their med actually was pretty much isolated. Their med was quite low just on that post, to the point where it's 10 HP, they decided to give up, and they lost 3 players as a result of it. But Freddo have already made their way into lobby, and are looking to poise just crits from this top right position.
Yeah, they've used that crits. They get a sticky straight on through, nearly pick up a Kari, not quite enough to make it happen. Lots of damage on one of the soldiers as well. The other soldier in, takes out Mikau. Yon's going down as well. Both of those soldiers quite low, but they have dusted this push. Pistol getting out by the skin of his teeth, 4 health. And we're going to be able to see the Flank of Doom. They're going to be pretty happy to push on out here, I think. They're trying to get their players up a little bit of health. They are running Uber. I had to check since these teams both been keen on crits. But the back cap out of one of the scouts down very, very low. And not quite able to make it happen. Mere millimeters, a short hair away from getting that one.
And it looks like they are getting in lobby here, sorry, and already pushing out onto the second point here. Does put them in, nice pipe by Kari onto Mikau there. Does take out the mid, but that point is so close to capture, and this collapse onto lobby here as Yon's taking down Wilson Brown there, and that is actually that is, oh my god, they're just trickling in. Freddo, sorry, trying to get into last there, and looks like they do manage to hold it on barely, but getting Mikau in that sort of Uber exchange definitely was good. And now that's 40% Uber for the side of Flank of Doom.
Yeah, and even when Mikau spawned, there was no one really there to heal, so it's really, really good ad that they can use to push here. And you can see they're already posturing towards that flowers area. Maybe try to go through that way. They're sending their demo man that way as the soldier comes through choke. Bit of damage on both of the flank soldiers. There is a sniper up on the side of Freddo, but not quite able to make anything happen out of that cafe area, and it's just going to be a free mid. I mean, you're going to be having a great time if you flank a Doom here.
I mean, this Uber ad is also fading away pretty quickly, so Flank of Doom need to make a move soon, and it looks like Cafe is the call of order, so they are looking to just fuse through straight away. Can they catch any no? Oh my god, they're all just gripped in their lobby. Big damage by Kari, and Uber does get popped out in the nick of time by the side of Freddo there, so Mikau does just get right before that sort of trade there. And however though, no casualties yet on either side there, but players getting tagged incredibly low. Do see trades coming up, but slowly in the favor of, actually it is equal, sorry, as I say that. So never mind. Freddo actually losing a lot more players in this exchange. And nice pipe by Akari. Now there's a 5k coming up from him on the Gary shooter. And that's also Tetrix cleaning up as well. Maybe the roster change definitely paid off.
The control point is being
Akari is insane. Everything
Mate,
he fires hits. It's crazy as they come into last year.
I think, okay, they should get the last. Just Macau left. Macau can't hold it. Yeah, okay. They do get the last point there, but I was about to say, I think Akari before this, I'm in the Discord. I think, look, the warm up on League must have paid off. You know, that's probably why.
Akari just hitting everything. That was disgusting.
No, he hit some nice
times in the last there.
No, that was, yeah, and then Tetris coming in to clean up as well. That was such a great play.
I'm breathing a whole bunch of life up Akari's ass here, but I do want to breathe a little bit up their mid. Yep. Is doing an excellent job of keeping all of their players as close to alive as possible. They're able to do so much work with it. This mid looking a lot more aggressive out of the flank of Doom. They're pretty aggro here. They have picked up Mikau. Leop down very, very low. Lots of players trying to get in on their pistol. Does manage to pick them up with a sticky bomb. And now as the mid sort of equalizes a bit, it's one combo class and one scout against the world, and they are not able to make it happen. So Freddo v Digga taking another mid, but I mean, we've already seen how this works, man. That does not mean they've won the round. And Mikau still not healing, been spawned for such a long time. Finally getting some heals on, but it's even Uber's Ghost.
Yeah, even Ubers. These mids, actually, to be honest, have been super scrappy, so very back and forth. So no one having a very, very convincing mid, but at least both teams get, you know, each other's meds, and it is basically just even Ubers now. So yet to see what happens, but yeah, Freddo will be looking probably to make a move anytime soon. They are grinding pretty well, but the side of Lylop as well is building pretty well as well, we can see. But yeah, nothing too crazy. But that mid as well, Freddo immediately just went on the aggressive angle. They weren't waiting for any sort of, they weren't waiting for a passive mid. They just, you know, went straight on. The side of flank went for the classic rotate, but then I think what happened was as soon as both teams lost their mids, I think that's just where it sort of went chaotic. It looked like there was a plan in play, but Lylop is now the target. He's already backed into lobby. I think he should be safe here.
Dude,
nice burst.
The flank of Doom doing so much work in the midst of all that. They picked up 3 players in the middle of all that big sack. That is excellent. 4 players, sorry, I lie. 4 players in that sack. That was a 4-man sack, essentially. And they get the force out of Mikau on the tail end of it.
Oh.
That is, like...
that is...
Can this team do anything wrong? What do you reckon?
Yeah. I mean, that is really good. I mean... Freddo committing like 4, I think, for that. They committed pretty much everyone, but now...
I think they committed 2, but they left a couple of players high and dry, and the flank of Doom just made it happen.
I guess so.
Insane.
And they're full Uber as well now, able to take this last, should be okay, but they're already going through the lull position, so doing something similar like they did for the first round there, and Uber getting popped out by the side of flank of Doom.
Yeah, they're in deep. They're definitely trying to make something happen, but so far they've only held them in the spawn. They have no time on the point. The players now coming out. The point very, very cat. Both scouts there. Everyone down quite low. Sky coming in for a nice big bomb to manage to seal the deal. Second round on the way of Flank of Doom. They are playing excellently. I
saw Lylop trying to end top right and surfs into a soldier, and he's like facing a soldier about to try melee to death. But yeah. But flank of Doom, yeah, good start, 2-0. These mid-fights, though, to be honest, for both teams haven't been the cleanest, and looks like flank of Doom are the first to change it up here with Akari rolling out through this valley position here, and we do see both teams going a bit of spam here. Sky getting tagged incredibly does get arrowed in the process here, and flank of Doom already going for the full rotate by Tetris here, already on the Freddo's side of mid here, and both teams still just spamming, no one getting... No casualties. Actually, as I said, Sky is the first one getting taken out on the side of flank of Doom here, and that is the point captured by the side of Freddo here, it is a pretty even mid still all round. And
oh, dude,
yeah. Oh, actually,
they can just rotate straight into their second. There is nothing they can do. There is one soldier there trying to make something happen. They're mid on the point. The mid point's starting to get captured. If they can block it, they've got their demo man there. The Uber gets forced on the point. Leop doing their best to try to get the cap. Not able to make it happen. They've got the second. They've got their Uber. If they can get in there with Yons, man, this is a free round. This is a free round.
They should be just running. That was such a back and forth mid. And then
what a heads up play. This is insane. They're in the last. They picked up so many gamers. It's just one of the soldiers there. There's no one else to defend.
Oh my god.
What a heads-up play.
That is good recovery by Freddo. I was going to say, I feel like I swear I saw someone capping the mid point on the side of flank, and then just Uber gets popped, and then point gets denied. So I was like, hang on a sec. Are they trying to... It looked like almost a bit of a chaotic... It was a bit of a just sort of in the moment, very chaotic, but a very good way for Freddo to reply back with the faster rounds.
And so quick. It's very demoralizing if you're Flank of Doom there. So you can see Flank of Doom not as keen to rotate around this time. Finally starting to move in the middle of this mid. No casualties as you suggested earlier. First soldier going down for Flank of Doom. Does look like Freddo are looking pretty happy on this mid. They picked up the second soldier. They're going to use this player advantage now. They picked up a scout. Akari down very, very low. Not quite able to pick them up, but Akari shortly about to die. But thankfully, Leop and Tetrix managed to get out. And also Akari picks up the Yons in the middle of that. Dude's insane, man. I mean, good
thing is both teams do live. This time, actually, both mids survived the mid fight. Thank God for once. So it is even Ubers, but Freddo have managed to get Flank of Doom second here. But now Freddo need to make a move in onto this last, and we already have Wilson coming up on the engineer here, and we do also have a pyro on Tetrix. So they are going full bunker style onto Sunshine last, which is probably, I'd say, one of the more harder last point to capture, and especially if you're 2 rounds up, you can play this super stalematy and super just Highlander basically on last. You know, it's such a hard point just to get into. We do have the classic double soldier holding right side, pyro protecting a sentry gun, so yeah, this last point is on lockdown. However though, I do want to see if Freddo do opt for an off class, maybe a oh my, okay. That is one way to take a gun down. A spy or sniper is what I was saying. Preferably a spy. But anyway.
Dude, excellent stuff. A lot of aggression coming in out of Freddo there when they managed to crack that gun. They do get the force. Mikau managing to hold onto the Uber as well. An excellent double soldier sack. Dude, what is going on in this game, dude? Both of these demos are just hitting everything they fire.
I was confused why Wilson picked it up. I don't know if Tetrix ran out of ammo.
Tetrix did run out of ammo because Tetrix had to air blast like 18 bloody rockets in a row.
So unlucky.
And he got like the high on that first one. Just so funny, so funny. Yeah, look, we're into a bit of excitement again. The Uber does get used. That a Freddo v Digga. They are in there nice and deep. They haven't actually picked up many frags yet. They have got a little bit of time on the point. They picked up 1, they picked up 2, 3, and they managed to cap it, equalising the score. 2 for 2.
A very good reply by Freddo v Digga, obviously being 2 rounds down earlier, but now responding 1 by back cap and 2 by piping up an engineer, and then, you know, destroying the gun and then forcing Lyle up in the process as well. So a very good recovery from the start. But question is, the Flank of Doom, do they choose to rotate? Do they still want to do delay rotate, or are they going to rotate earlier? Because now it looks like they are just going for the standard rollout through choke here. And again, both teams just spamming each other on this first mid.
Yeah, I mean, look, Flank of Doom have already picked up 1. They have lost 1 themselves. They picked up the medic, Akari, with a pipe across the map to make that one happen. Still alive as well. Leop doing everything they can to try to keep their players alive. They are getting wrapped around behind here, and they know that they're being targeted. Here comes Yons, the soldier in there, gets so much damage, not quite able to make it happen. Akari finally missing 1 or 2 shots, but not enough to get the frag. It's a soldier! The waddle!
The timing! He just rocks it! Mid down!
Oh, dude. This is
It's
such
okay.
a funny game. My God, picking up the med right on the tail end of that one. Mikau now going to have what, about 40-ish ad, I would
I
say.
say
Maybe I'm
20-something.
overstating that. Yeah,
Looks
20
like
something.
30. I mean, yeah, you're 30. Close.
Oh no,
But,
yep, finally healing now. So yeah, 30, 35.
but this, I just see Nam just waddle in, impact frag gets the medic.
Yeah.
He just rocks up through cafe, but
Sky trying to
going to sniper.
Sky's got the sniper. We've got the building happening. Mikau now coming up on 80%, so I'll probably start looking for a way to get in here. If you were them, how would you try to get in, guys?
I mean, I think they haven't spotted the sniper yet. So I think going through cafe might be probably the safest angle, I'd say. Or, because going through choke is just going to be baiting and waiting for bombs. But I think they're just going to let it equalize. They're just going to chill. And I think just going to play even Ubers here by looks of things. So not playing the ad there. I don't think they've spotted the sniper. They must have now, yeah. Sky moved out of position. So sniper definitely has been seen on the side of flank of Doomia, and Sky just trying to go for some angles, trying to go for the valley. But having Sky on sniper as well, his off-classing, I think this season has been really good. Seeing him on sniper, just being versatile, basically. So flank of Doom relying on him to try to get a pick and trying to force their way onto this again. Sky going for the wide shot, doesn't spot anything, does just see the demo there. No angle yet given to him. Players already being cautious about the sniper here, and Sky looking to reposition. Probably going for a shot through this cafe angle here, already getting so scoped up. And looks like he's just charged up his shot, trying to find a target. Let's see what he connects on. Does get damage onto that soldier, but no frag. But that is Yon's training out with Shy there.
Yeah, Shy really trying to capitalize on some of that damage out of the full charge body shot there out of Sky. Almost an excellent play, but I think he just got returned on a bit too quick. You do see the Uber come out. They get in through that cafe area. They wrapped around quite a few. They picked up 2. They picked up a scout and the demo man. That's actually really powerful. They're trying now for a bit of a force, but I think they're just going to take the point and play this one safe, especially with the sniper. Surely they're not going for more. Surely they're not going for more. The goal of these dudes.
They get to trade. They do trade, but unfortunately, making Macau not pop there, I think, not ideal. Yes, you get the demo drop, which is definitely good, but Macau now back to the last with Uber ad. But however, though, having a sniper obviously wanting to push last is not ideal, but also now being on this ad is the second thing, which isn't ideal. However, though, I think the Ubers are just going to even out at the end of the day here, so I don't think there's not really going to be an ad, and Tetrix is eager to go back into this really aggressively, which looks like he is already making a commit through Cafe here, and we do see a trade come out on the side of flank of Doom here. Kari just playing a little bit passive and not wanting to take Uber. Lila misses the serve, and that might cost him the med! Oh, that's so unfortunate!
Yeah, excellent play out of Freddo v Digga here. They've managed to pick up the med. They picked up Akari and Tetrix as well. That's going to give them what they need to get in. Nice big headshot out of Sky. Sky now going down, and that is a full wipe more or less. Shy coming up in the back line does get midied. I think they're going to strike. They get the frag. That's insane. Sky's still in the... Sorry. Shy is still in the back line there. They're looking around for him. They're not quite able to make anything happen. As the fighting continues, Freddo v Digga going straight through choke. They pick up Akari, one of those power players that we've been talking about. And they do lose their demo man in the process. Just an unlucky positioning situation where you walked a little bit too close to a scout there. As Shy tries to get out, is the great escape. Yep, the great escape is going ahead.
Yeah, the damage that Pistol was getting on as well, his sticky accuracy, but just in general, Lylop, every single time I just see him backing out, he's eating so much damage to the point where he's basically, under 50 health at least, but both teams, though, equalizing on Uber here, and I think Pistol just wants to take it in without realizing it is actually just going to be even Ubers here, and Uber yet to be popping inside the flank of Doom.
Yeah, Flank of Doom using now. They have got a little bit of time on the point. They are losing players on both ends here, but it is looking a lot better for Flank of Doom. That soldier trying to get out does get picked up by Shy. It's just the med and the scout fleeing. Mikau trying to grind a little bit in the meantime as the second capture gets started up again by Flank of Doom.
Yeah, and good hold as well, Flank of Doom on this last point here, and both Mikal with a little bit of ad there, but I think the same thing that we've seen all time in this game is both teams are just going to play even Ubers for a lot of it, and we already see an aggressive play, and Pistol eating a lot of damage there, but managed to just stay alive. That's actually Sky getting taken out, and now Freddo are buffing up and getting ready for a reply, bit of a sack attempt, and looks like Valley is the call here, and I think they're going for a double sack play.
I mean, look, it's pretty standard sort of play here in this sort of situation, and it is turning out fairly well for Freddo v Digga as the team Flank of Doom doing everything they can to actually delay this second cap. They have traded their Ubers here. No, they haven't even traded yet. Mikau finally using. My God, it's so much better for Freddo v Digga. They are they're able to start moving in, but they do lose one to a trap, which might slow them down. I don't think a one-player ad was enough for them anyway.
I think they're just going to play evens, and Mikau popping there at the end. Obviously, you know, kind of had to there. Unfortunately, they didn't really get any other frags as well. Lylop, I feel like looks like in lobby there was a bit of a hesitation. Actually, I don't know if you saw. Lylop was quite far out of the lobby door, and I feel like he almost got caught by a sticky because he was a little bit far forward. I don't know if you saw that. Looked like there was some confusion on what they wanted to do, whether to stop second or not, and they finally committed, but unfortunately it was just too late. Luckily, Lylop didn't drop, because if he dropped, then that would have been a different story for all that sort of shenanigans on second here. But we do see Wilson coming up on an engineer here, and we do see, Flank of Doom going for the last hold, and both teams evening out Ubers.
Yeah, 2 minutes 30 left on the clock, so I'm going to have to see if Freddo v Digga want to try to force the issue here, try to make this push happen. They are looking quite keen. They're met in that lobby area. They're scoping things out, trying to see what they can see. We do know that Flank of Doom checked for off classes, so they know that there's no like strange things. Tetrix up on Pyro again. Akari playing up on that top left there. Just trying to make something happen here.
Akari putting a lot of pressure on Yons. Yons just getting peppered to try to spam. It does, and the soldier lands in front of him, so he has to get. It does spot the Pyro, so his bombs are going to be a little bit tricky against his Pyro, but unless they can make Tetrix again waste all his ammo, like we saw last time. But both soldiers looking for this top right position, and Akari, my God, he's putting so much pressure, just sticky bombarding that left-hand side there. And yeah, no sack play yet coming out from the side of Freddo, but that is actually Yons getting taken out. So surely do they choose to just reset off at Yons going down, and does Yons choose to off-class in this situation?
I mean, I think that an off-class might be what they need to get in, but they have found ways to do it without the off-class. Yons coming up on Soldier is holding the door open.
Oh,
one of the scouts doing a little bit of a sneaky play.
I think he's using a wrong knife.
Is he?
He can't disguise. He can't disguise.
Oh, can't he? Is he using the
the eternal reward? Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh,
and he even gets lit on fire.
So I think the spy play. I think they know. Akari's seen it. Yeah. Look.
Oh my God.
I think they need a bit of Highlander practice, but Tira coming up on the spy, which already has been spotted. Not ideal with the blade he's using. He's got to go for a quick stab, and look, Tetrix is already on high alert. He's spy checking like crazy, and this has to be a miracle play to work out if he was to get it. It looks like it's just going to be a gun sap, which is the goal, and he's already backed out. I think he got caught a bit on fire, but yeah, no, he is backed out safely, but they do expect a spy here, so I don't see Tira getting anything else if Tetrix is alert, which I think he should be. However, they are going to try and see make the spy play work, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't see why they wouldn't give it another crack, especially with 10 seconds left on the clock. They might as well give it something. The Uber gets used in here. Gun finally going down, even though it was only level 1. Spy in there getting a sap on the dispenser. That's huge. As the counter frags come straight on through. 15 seconds on the clock. Do they let it reset if you are Flank of Doom here? I think you do.
I think you do. It's Banny timer as well. I think they are resetting. Yeah. Eight stickies on the point. Looks like, we're in overtime. And this game, as we said, it's coming close. It's down to the wire. Anyone's game now at this point. And we are in overtime. So regular time has now expired. We're in the OT. Both teams need one round to win. So this is, as we said earlier, a very close game for playoffs, I'd say, like seeding wise.
I mean, yeah, look, I mean, I'm excited about just seeing a classic golden cap, frankly. I'm sick of this banning config garbage. Now we're on to what is just a golden cap config, essentially, with the round limit, the time limit reduced. But look, coming into this mid, Freddo v Digga, much more aggressive. Sky with a nice big jump in. Same with Shy. They managed to pick up the Demo Man, but they don't quite pick up the Medic. Leop's still alive here. Yon's coming in from behind, picking up Leop. Does end up going down, not quite able to pick up Akari, which is surprising, because Akari was down, like, just dumb low there.
Yeah.
But keeping Mikau alive here, it's definitely what they want. They may be able to turn this into a round, I would say.
I feel like as well, dying in extra time as well, Lylop especially, losing your med, and yeah, already Tetrix onto the NG here, and they are probably just going to be gearing up for most likely, I'd say, some sort of a last hold, and Kari is showing a little bit of presence on second here. We do have Wilson coming up on the sniper, so yeah, looks like Flank of Doom already opting to stay on last here, and Lylop as well, not building, so it's going to be a little bit grim. I feel like if they are consistently building with a soldier, yes, they might be able to get for post, which I think they want to try and do, but it's going to be very, very close. And yeah, Uber popped in, and this is, yeah, Flank Freddo already into last.
Yeah, they're very keen. They've got so much time on the point. There's really nothing that can be done to prevent this. Kari doing everything in his power, not quite able to make it happen. And Freddo v Digga managed to take the first round here. Sorry, the first map.
And
on Sunshine.
Being do or die, this is looking scary, I'd say, for Flank of Doom, especially when playoffs are, I think, yes, should be doable still, but they need to, you know, this is getting down to the wire, and they've already dropped, you know, they've dropped technically 3 maps now, so it is getting a little bit scary here, but we do have logs up on your screen now on stream, and first thing I do want to point out is, despite how scrappy the mid fights are, it actually worked better in favor of Freddo. They won pretty much a majority of the mid fights, but even the kill difference, look at there's 2 kills separating. That's how close this game was. It wasn't a whole lot, even when you look at everyone's stats on the side of Flank, but even the side of Freddo, no one was dropping, you know, no one's going around dropping 40 kills, having a life game. It was just, you know, so I feel like just people sort of just playing what's happening, just due to how slow paced it was. Just, you know, just doing what needs to be done, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, look, they're really doing a good job of just getting involved in everything that they need to, and not in the stuff that's gonna get them killed for nothing. Yeah, both of these teams are playing really, really well.
Yeah. I mean, it was such a slow, it felt very slow as well. And now moving on to Clearcut, which will be a different story. I think that's going to be a lot more, I feel like it favors both teams going to Clearcut. But Akari with 220 DPM as well is, you know, you do want to see him perform, switching back onto Demo, which is a class he has played a lot throughout last season. Last season and the season before. And you hope, you know, that switch was worth. And, you know, despite losing, I feel like he actually played pretty well. But even so, just look at the amount of, like, no one, like, I think everyone sort of chipped in on both sides. There wasn't any sort of standout. I guess standout, you would just have to say Akari had, you know, 320 DPM by the looks of things. But even just med stats and everything, it was, you know, pretty close all round, to say the least. Nothing really crazy. And even when you even look at the sort of kills as well, I feel like Yon's despite having 9 kills, he was actually, I feel like, creating a fair bit of opportunities just for Nam to sort of follow up. And literally, you know, the one play we saw on Lylop on that last, you know, sort of round, Lylop on, you know, 2 HP running back into Cafe, and Nam just waddles in and kills the med. So I feel like Yon's, despite having 9, Yon's having 9 kills, yes, it doesn't look amazing, but he's actually, I feel like he's actually, you know, doing a pretty decent job.
Yeah, look, I think most of the players here had some pretty crazy moments. Like we've been gassing Akari up like pretty fierce, but Pistol's been doing some just like, strap the dude to the side of your kitchen bench and just start making sausages with him, man, because he's grinding people up. He's just absolutely mincing them.
I mean, when you even look at, in general, just his, when you look at damage taken, sorry, I just want to point that out, despite it not being too much of a difference, Lylop taking a little bit extra compared to Macau, there's times where just stickies onto, especially onto Lylop, you just see him back out, he just eats 1 or 2 stickies, he's immediately on like half HP, heals, let's say, 100 and something, 110 or something, and then the next minute you see me in sticky, he's down to red HP basically, almost. So Pistol getting some nice damage onto the flank of Doom's medic.
Yeah. Oh, look, I think it'll be good. But look, we're coming into this next map here, Clearcut. Now that we're on Koth, do you think there'll be much of a difference? Do you think it'll still be pretty even? Do you think either of these teams, like, play styles are going to lend themselves a little better to Koth?
I say yes and no in that sort of factor. I feel like it's going to be, again, pretty even, but I do want to see, especially these crits plays coming out from the side of Freddo, especially, you know, Pistol want to use these crits sort of plays. And this map like Koth, you know what crits can do. People are bunched up. You lob one stick in there, you might get 3, get 4 kills. But Clearcut as well, having a massive roster switch, I don't think... It is going to be a map where definitely be tricky to adapt, especially from scrims to officials. Yes, you've practiced it, but now this is an official scenario. I'm curious to see what the Soldier duo of Sky and Shy can definitely do. Obviously, Shy switching onto Soldier so late into the season. I feel like it's going to be... I think it might be playing a big factor on whether Flank of Doom can take this or not. But the way sort of this game is going out, I feel like it can just be anyone's game. So I'm still I still say it's pretty even all round, definitely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I do want to point out something.
Maybe.
Akari's on Quickie Bomb actually as well, which actually, you know, it actually might be beneficial for them because the Quickie Bomb plus fire rate, so to see what he can do.
But yeah, look, this mid gone very aggressive on the side of the flank of Doom. They are having to back up now because they have lost both of their soldiers here. But they have picked up the demo man at this point, and they're in a pretty good position to try to make something happen. Akari hitting everything yet again, my lord above. But yeah, look, it's just going to be another reset mid, essentially. Both teams playing is very, very conservative so far. A little bit of edging on the point going on. Don't read into that statement a little bit too much, you bastards. Just both on the top right area, trying to make something happen. Shy getting in behind. This could actually be the beginning of the play. Shy picking up 1, picking up 2, not quite, as Sky gets a little bit of damage in there, jumps across and manages to take some attention. Shy still in that back line, very, very low. Scout going down. This is going to be what we...
Oh, Macau drops to Gunner!
Oh.
This guy just whacked him with the shovel, and that is so unfortunate. But I just want to say the Quickie Bomb, Akari is putting out so much damage. Just that fast fire rate. And also, I believe it does something with it clears stickies out, if I'm not mistaken. You might notice a bit better. I have probably never used this weapon, to be honest, in my entire life, because I don't play Demolition's Class. Yeah. But I believe Pistol is... Oh my god, the Quickie Bomb is putting so much, and Pistol is still opting to stay on the normal Sticky Bomb launcher, which, you know, is okay. But yeah, now Uberad and they are choosing the bunker, so Flank of Doom have the advantage, and Lylop getting a little bit aggro out of a bunker position, having to pop. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, look, they did end up having a force there, but they have picked up quite a few gamers for it. Admittedly, you don't really want to on Koth, you know, force there in that situation, even if you do pick up all those gamers because of the spawn difference. But what I was duding about there was, like, Akari just, like, flash piped the scout and then just went back to what he was doing. Like, didn't even blink and just, like, murdered the scout. It was, like, just insane. Lot of aggression on a Mikau here, very, very low, not quite able to pick him up. And they are backing out. They're playing this very, very safe. I mean, with a minute 30 left on the point, I think they're in a position where they can play it safe. So.
Yeah, and Freddo, just to get the point, no real aggression coming out from the side of flank here. And yeah, it looks like both teams coming out with Uber, even Ubers now on both sides here. So most likely a trade to come out from the side of Flank of Doom probably to initiate the first trade, but that's actually Yon's getting taken out in the process, so already, oh my god, Akari getting a little bit of damage there, but however, though, Flank of Doom already aggressing on to this point here, and Mikau forcing it as well, and it looks like Flank of Doom able to hold their Uber in for a lot longer, and this Uber should be better for the side of Flank of Doom if they do choose to use it, which still has yet to be popped there. Tetrix calling for the Uber. Uber gets popped inside of the trench here. That is Mikau getting taken out. Shooter trading down with Wilson Brown here. Akari onto point, and that is the point getting secured by the side of Flank of Doom. Lila doing his best to survive, does get mulched. And that is Akari getting taken out as well, and good recovery coming out from the side of Freddo here.
Yeah, Freddo did a really great job of collapsing on players there. They kept them sort of isolated long enough to be able to just collapse on them in the post over. That was actually a really good play. But yeah, look, I mean, they picked up everyone. They've kept the point. This is kind of all really going in their favor as the times equalize on the point here too.
Yeah, a very even game all around. It looked like Flank of Doom obviously had an advantage at the start, but now it's their turn, to start having to, go aggressive, having to retake the point. At least both teams don't have Ubers, but actually that is Sky taking out. So that is definitely not ideal with a minute now left on the clock there, but Trade's coming out on both sides there. And that is another soldier getting taken out on the side of Flank of Doom here, so players actually getting trickled down. However, though, both teams on 80% Uber. It's basically dead even here, so both teams coming with Uber here, and surely Flank of Doom look like they want to make the move here. Tetrix leading the charge already onto point here, edging the cap point. Please don't use that in any sort of weird context, thank you very much. But yeah, it looks like the side of Flank of Doom already getting a lot of cap time onto the point.
Yeah, I mean, Flank of Doom are doing everything they can to sort of like force the issue here. They do get the force out of Mikau with their soldiers there, and it's just an atrocious Uber. That achieved absolutely nothing for Freddo v Digga, as we do see the counter Uber coming out. They have picked up Mikau, they have picked up the soldiers,
oh
they
my
picked up almost everything. Lyop doing everything trying to get out of there. Massive surf to get out of that one. Just Pistol left alive now going down. With that full wipe, they don't want to play it aggro. I was going to say maybe.
Yeah.
No.
Forward holding on Clearcut is a bit weird as well. There's no real forward hold. But, I mean, they get the med as well in that, which is definitely what you want. And Lylop with a huge amount of ad, but the good movement as well coming out from him. It looked like he was playing a surf map. You just see him bouncing up and down, just jumping away. But now, Freddo already going for the aggressive move here. And looks like, oh my god, that's Miss Narrow. That's definitely not what you want to see from the side of Flank of Doom. But, yeah. Uber shortly coming up on the side of Lylop here, and yeah, Freddo already getting a lot of cap time to the point. The point does get captured, but as a play down on the side of Flank here, and there's Lylop getting caught in the trench area.
Yeah, that is unfortunate for Flank of Doom here, and with basically no time left on the point. 3, 2, 1, and they're not even able to get there. No overtime. First round going away.
So close as well, and I feel like there was probably just miscommunication. I feel like in that sort of play, Lylop getting caught in trench and then trying to meet up with his player. But yeah, 90% in Uber dying as well in that last sort of 10 seconds. Not ideal. So close for the side of Flank of Doom, but yeah, new mid, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, coming into this one, the usual sort of aggression. They're sort of posturing off at each other. Tetrix getting really, really aggro on the point. He's really been liking to play on that little bit of upper ground there. So far, he hasn't been punished for it too hard. Both teams now throwing a soldier through. We do see quite a bit out of Shy picking up Mikau. Lots of frags happening in very quick succession. It's almost impossible to try to read through all of those ones and tell everyone what's going on. But Leop and one of the scouts they're fleeing back to spawn.
Wilson, there you go.
Yeah, Wilson fleeing back to spawn. So Freddo v Digga managed to maintain the point, but they did lose Mikau in the middle of all that.
Yeah, Uber ad coming out from flank, and Nam going for a big play, but unfortunately no force coming up from him. And we do see a little bit of scout hiding Tira as well. Tira gets taken out in the process here, and flank of Doom looks like they are getting the point with relatively easier. The side of Freddo backing out into the spawn area, and I feel like surely a sack wave is going to happen.
Oh yeah, they're due for one. They absolutely are due for one. But that said, they don't actually have to build too much, so they can probably just play this slow on their way out and get their Uber nice and slow. Try to force some sort of entry position here. They have picked up Shy nice and early, which is what they need to try to get forward. And you can see they've got Flank of Doom playing very scared. Nam in with a nice big bomb. The counter, sorry, the use comes through out of Leop, and the counter Uber coming out of Mikau now. It's looking a lot better for Mikau, but it's really not a particularly useful Uber for them. They have managed to collect the point though, and they've got quite a bit of position here. They're trying to make things happen, but they are down one player comparatively. With the faster spawns on Flank of Doom, they're in a position where they can start fighting here. Shy getting in very deep, trying to make something happen, bombing back for a little bit of health. Sky in there very deep as well, doing quite a bit of damage on the players, but not picking anything up. And it's starting to look like it's swinging back. The pendulum's back in the direction of Freddo v Digga.
Yeah, and then we do see, Freddo v Digga managed to get the point and recover from that trade that they just had. But yeah, both teams basically even Ubers again. And still, despite losing a point, I feel like the side of Flank of Doom are keeping up so much pressure. Yeah, Kari, especially with that Quick Bomb launcher. But yeah, Tetrix getting buffed here, and looks like they are ready to go for a trade here. Lylop with Tetrix already gearing onto point there. Tetrix edging the point, slight amount there, no trade yet coming out from them. Getting a nice amount of cap time here. Tetrix still edging that point super hard there, and they do manage to get the point, and Uber does get popped out on the side of Freddo here, and Uber does get replied on the side of Flank here. Slightly better though, but any frags at Mikau dodging and whipping, Mikau getting taken out. That is definitely a frag you want to see, and also Submarine as well getting taken out in the process.
Yeah, they are really high and dry on the point there. Not enough players around him to make anything happen. Tetrix and Sky still playing this point. They have picked out Nam. They're trying for another player. Yon's here fleeing for his life, reasonably, I would say. Staring down the barrel of a very aggro scout there. As they go back, they try to collect their med. They're going to have to reset here. Staring down the barrel of 40-odd ad and better spawns on the side of Freddo v Digga. But Freddo, they're edging that point pretty hard as well. They have picked it up. Still time ad on the side of Flank of Doom, but we're just going to have to see what they want to do with it.
Yeah, Flank of Doom having to play a little bit more of a a little bit passive, almost. Uber actually coming up shortly on the side of Mikau. Nice serve by Mikau onto that top left position there. Force attempt coming to Mikau. Mikau trying to stay alive for the best of his life. Does manage to live, does get into trench, get a pack. Life's a good day, and yeah, look, he hasn't popped. That's always good. And they do keep the point a little bit longer, but I feel like it's just going to even out, and as you know, Koff generally is, it's just going to be sort of trades back and forth, I think.
There's still a soldier in the back line there. Shy trying to make something happen, does go down very low, gets the pack, not likely to be able to pick something up here, does end up going down for their efforts. As Flank of Doom try to start getting forward. The time has now swung to the side of Freddo v Digga by about 20 seconds at this point. The Uber has equalized. They do get very aggro here. They lose Sky. They're trying to make something happen though. Tetrix now playing on the point. The Uber comes out. They managed to save Akari by skin of their teeth there with the Uber. There is still quite a bit of Uber left on the side of Freddo v Digga, and there are soldiers bombing through. There's all sorts going on. They're finding it really hard to keep track of all these players or something. I don't know, man. But it's finally going back in the way of Flank of Doom here. They capped the point. 20 seconds left on the timer for Freddo v Digga, but a minute 10 for Flank of Doom.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Freddo did such a good job just delaying that point. They have a really good time management, but now finally Flank of Doom managed to get on a point there. But despite from all that chaos we saw, it's pretty much, slight Uber ad from Mikau, but basically even Ubers, I must say. But we do see a soldier attempt to go behind. We do see a bit of a play coming out, and Lylop playing a little bit further back. Yeah, Kari eating so much damage, getting bombed by the soldier that does get taken out. Lylop so dry, oh my god!
But in the meantime, while we were focused on that, Mikau died. Enough players managed to get in to kill Mikau there. I think it was one scout managing to pick up the frag, going off a little bit of damage from some of the other players here. So this might be what they need. 12 seconds left on the timer for Freddo v Digga. But we can see Flank of Doom, they're pretty keen to cap this. There is still a bit of edging going on, trying to prevent this cap. Tetrix getting very forward, trying to make something happen. 30 seconds left on the clock. The Uber gets used. They're trying to get very aggro. Akari in there, able to pick up the med, not able to be picked up in his own turn. Leo going down as well. Dude, this is the scrappiest fighting that we've seen all night. Nam trying to make something happen, pick up another player, not quite able to do it, does end up going down. Shy still in there. Very good positioning, able to bully Yons out of there. 6 seconds left on the clock. The time is equalized. It's 3 seconds on the clock. We're going into the overtime. It's going to get touched. There's players on the point. The medic up on the side of Mikau there, able to get some heals.
Look at that HP.
Dude, this is insane. This is insane.
Look at that HP. And I think
so low. Sticky's on the point. They have to get in there. They have to get this overtime. It's overtime for both teams now. Whoever wins this fight is going to win the game. Sure.
That was so... At one point, you see us flank of Doom, everyone's just red HP. I don't know if you saw that on your HUD. Like, it got so close. Like, it's so scrappy. But I feel like the side of flank, there is definitely a few things happening. Someone's saying, is this the right topic? There's definitely a few things happening with, I think, miscommunication. It just feels a little bit messy, I'd say, on the side of flank. But responding with a round, and now it is equalized 1-4-1. So at least good reply from that first round. Yeah, and looks like both teams playing a little bit more passive. No aggression yet.
Yeah, no aggression yet. Coming into this one, here comes the aggression. Both soldiers in onto flank of Doom. So much damage on Leop. They do manage to take him out. They have lost so many of their gamers. Their Med's still out here though. Shy trying to make something happen. Does pick up pistol. Med's still out here. Not quite able to get away for free. Scouts chasing. They've got to be so quick. They get quite a bit of damage on a Mikau, but not enough to make it happen as the spawns come through. That was really close. But they are now capping the point. They're going to start running this timer down once their spawns are up, it looks like. So we'll see how they want to play this one. They're obviously down full Uber disadvantage on the side of Flank of Doom.
Akari as well. I just realised he switched back to the sticky bomb launcher.
You pussy.
No more quickie bomb, but Albedo, yeah, looks like Freddo. Mikau trying to get forced, but doesn't get... Oh, actually, Mikau drops! Akari just going in with the bomb and just drops Mikau. Okay, that works as well, but yeah, Freddo v Digga lose their med. They do get the point, but Lila living very nicely in their sort of spawn area, and yeah, full Uberad for the side of Flank of Doom.
What a flashy play, dude. That's so great.
And Lila...
Yon's almost able to pick up Lyoff there. Name coming behind as well does end up going down. We can still see Tira rolling around in that back end. I think they know that they're there though. They do manage to pick him up. And now it's gone completely the other direction. My god.
Big play coming out from Makari. Look,
what a funny game, dude.
You know, those League of Legends. You know, that warm up must have helped. You know, get the macros, get the keys warmed up. But otherwise, Uber full Uber, but actually it's just fading anyway. So we're just going to equalize for both teams here. And yeah, Freddo have to make a move onto this point. Flank of Doom can just use Uber defensively, and which looks like they are. And Uber getting popped down the side of Freddo. Lilop still get to use here. Nice milk coming out from Lilop here. Lilop popping the Uber, replying. But however, though, any frags can they get? They do manage to get pistol actually during all that. So Chaos there, but no frags yet. They do pick up Tira there. And Mikau getting caught as well. Mikau getting taken out. And this has ended up much better for the side of Flank of Doom here.
I have no idea how Flank of Doom made that happen. They were in, like, just a horrible post-Uber position. They did manage to throw some soldiers behind to sort of, like, take some attention and start, like, bundling players up a little bit. But, man, oh man, I don't know. Look, the time are now finally going in the way of Flank of Doom here. Minute 40 on the clock remaining. They're looking pretty chuffed with themselves at this point, but they are obviously going to have to start making some stuff happen. Nam in with a nice big double air shot onto Shy to take them out. The Uber has been used aggressively out of Lyoff, but they're actually in a position to really make much happen with it. I think that was a bit of a miscommunication, a bit of a misplay perhaps. We do see Tira going down, trying to make something happen in the midst of all that, but Mikau now coming up on the Uber, very low. Quite a bit of damage coming through on a Mikau. 70 health, Soldier coming through, Shy's on, not quite able to make it happen. My god, that's unfortunate for Shy there.
Mikau stuck on 98 for the...
Yeah, they're gonna...
Mikau stuck on 98 for the longest amount of time, by the way. just see him try, just still not having to get Uber. But I feel like the aggressive play, the only thing I got out of it was the point, to be honest with you, actually.
Yeah,
like that's about it. But and as I say though, it's just even Ubers again.
Yeah, we're back to even Ubers here. Obviously, Flank are doing very motivated to make this one happen. They do start edging that point once again. Still a bit of positioning that they got to deal with here, but they have managed to take that upper area. We can see a lot of pipes coming out of a Curry. My God, none of them quite connecting where he wants them, but he's using that the whatever the one is where they don't roll too much.
Iron Bomber.
He's getting quite a bit of damage off that. Yeah, that's the one, Iron Bomber. Still just like standard face-off stuff here. Nothing really too exciting to write home about. Uber does finally get used. Lie-up using Akari is out of ammo, I've been informed, which is horrifying. Counter Uber has been used as well. Yon's in with a nice big bomb, trying to make something happen. Does end up going down. One frag there out of that double Uber trade. Shy in there, trying to make something happen, getting one rocket off on a Mikau, not quite enough to make it happen. Sky going down as well. See one of the scouts picking up the Demo Man, and likely another scout. Very nicely done out of them. Tetrick still playing on that point, getting Narm down very, very low. There's so many players left alive on both sides. This fight just never ends.
It's so scrappy. It's so back and forth as well. I mean, both teams, both teams with barely any time left on the point, and we do have an off class as well. Sky choosing to go for the sniper here. Very can work, yes. Definitely not. It definitely. I feel like we'll catch the side of. I think they must have spotted that dot. But Sky on the sniper trying to go find some sort of pick there. So many buildings, and does see the scout there. Doesn't connect anything yet. Does get a few pot shots onto plays. Does nice shot onto Tira there. Tira getting taken out in the process. Sky now has been reeled. Does get nuked by Yons there, and point though getting captured by the side of Flank of Doom here. Both teams having Ubers, and now it is coming down to 10 seconds off the clock for the side of Flank of Doom.
Sprat out of pistol picking up Tetrix, a very impactful player there as well to be able to pick up. Uber gets used on the point out of Lyop. They are keeping most of their players alive. Akari's down very low and does get dropped. A clean shot out of one of the scouts there to take Akari out of the game. And with the overtime now on the side of Flank of Doom, they're really in sort of a grim situation. 20 seconds left on the clock. They really have to get in here. They have to win a fight in the next little bit. It's going to have to be a dry fight as well. No Ubers to rely on. They're going to have to try to get in. Sky looking like they want to go for a bomb. Sky getting in there now, up onto that upper area. They are starting to edge the point. Akari and Tetrix edging the point as we've seen before. There is so much scrappy fighting going on. They have picked up one. They've lost Shy for their efforts, and they managed to get no one. Did they forget to play the point? What are they doing?
I think so. And now Flank is on map and series point now. So I guess a very, very good recovery. And now finally they are, they're in striking distance to definitely potentially trade maps and, hopefully avoid a not making playoff situation here. So a new mid, which possibly could be the last of the map. Who knows? Unless we have to force a round 5.
Yeah, I mean, look, it could go into it, but this could be it. We can see both teams facing off against each other. Bomb out of Sky. So much damage on Mikau. Not enough to make it happen. 50 health left on Mikau. They picked up the Demo Man, but they've lost both of their soldiers in return. Curry going down a little bit low as well. Narm up on that top area trying to do some work. I don't know, man. It's even block right.
Both teams again just having equalizing on Ubers here, and there's already an aggressive play coming out from the side of Flank of Doom, which they do by Mikau, which gets taken out.
Yeah,
no reply coming from
Freddo using their Uber, but I think they're in pretty chuffed circumstances, don't you?
I must say, I mean, who knows? Could it be gamers getting tired? Are we losing a bit of focus? It's getting a bit late, but yeah, really good reply coming out from the side of Flank of Doom here, getting the capture, and now a pistol on the default. Oh my god, Akari, Jesus! I think he was waiting for it. I think he was waiting for an arrow, but the roll is, my god.
I lied to him, bro.
I thought this.
I was like, no. Anyway. The usual fighting going on in that upper area. Tira and Narm down very, very low. Tira literally won Harry Potter. That's insane. Shy in with a nice big bomb on the Mick out. Only gets about 40-50 damage. Not quite enough to make anything happen too aggressively. Narm down very low. Does get taken out by a clean rocket out of Sky, actually. Everything where it would land. Yeah, look, Flank of Doom are looking pretty dominant here. 2 minutes left on the clock for them. And as yet... Oh, here comes the Uber, though. Really aggressive play.
Lylop just running!
Single scout Uber. Running in circles. They do lose Tetrix, but it is looking pretty good for him. Post Uber is looking great for Freddo v Digga here, though. They do manage to cap that point. Sky in with a nice big bomb, trying to nuke something. Not quite able to make it happen. Does get the Demo Man down a little bit low, but a couple of quick arrows out of Mikau. It's looking a lot better for them. Flank of Doom still in though, even though they've got that soldier down. They're trying to make it happen. They're edging the point yet again. They're doing a really good job of playing like time play on the point.
Yeah, Lylop doing a really good job milking as well. Before just running circles around the crate, and it's like, oh my god, that was like, you know, really good milk. But now Akari getting tagged incredible, having to back around through the bunker here, waiting for heals, and it looks like the Flank of Doom do manage to retake the point here. But it's so back and forth. Both teams putting out so much damage, and that's actually two players actually getting taken on both sides. Pistol coming up soon, but that is Shy getting taken out and Tetrix as well, but Yons as well going down sort of during that sort of chaos here. But finally, I think we have a period of stabilization. It just feels like this game has been super fast-paced.
Yeah, dude, it's been non-stop layup, now likely to force as the pause comes through. Oh. You rat bastards!
We're just waiting to, I guess, we'll wait to see what the reason is.
Oh, no.
But, yeah, as we were saying, this game has been super back and forth, super fast-paced. It feels like there's no breathing room for each team to even get some sort of setup going. There hasn't even been much of like, you know, a bunker hold or something just standard. It's just been...
They haven't had time.
They haven't had time. There's just, yeah, no time. It's both teams, constant trading, and I feel like what this game is sort of based on now is just these post-Uber scenarios, I feel like, a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can't remember who told it to me, but it was someone who knew what they were talking about. But many moons ago, someone told me, like, where you win the game is post-Uber. God, who was that? I can't remember. But look, it was... It's sort of rung true the entire time I've played this game. If you can get your post-Ubers down, you're kind of golden. Yeah. I do think that a lot of the post-Ubers are going the way of Freddo v Digga. But they're just not looking great for a lot of the rest of the time. They're not dealing with the aggression out of Flank of Doom as well as one would hope.
I mean, they get the post, but then when you look at the post as well, I think a lot of players are either in a bad position or are just really weak actually after post, to be honest. And that's probably where they come in a little bit.
And I think it's the constant aggression out of Flank of Doom is really causing them issues, because even if you do get that post, if you're in, like, you've won that post by the skin of your teeth because these teams are so evenly matched, you're a little low, you know, there's a lot going on, and then that aggression keeps coming. Like, you don't have time to reset and, like, get yourself to a position where you're happy and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's really interesting to watch, actually, the aggression coming out of Flank of Doom. They're really making it work for them. And something that I have been wanting to say, but I haven't mentioned it yet, because I was going to save it for the logs. Shy has been just an incredibly impactful player.
Just jumping around and just causing chaos.
Yeah, dude, taking so much attention and just floating around in that backline, opening up so many opportunities for that aggression out of the rest of their team. Because Shy's just been like, you know, if you've got a soldier behind you, you're thinking about that a little bit. And you're sort of glancing behind going, oh shit, I don't want to like aggress here because I'm going to get minced. And so the rest of the players are just like landing on it. It's really good stuff.
We're still yet to find out. I don't believe, is there a pause, what the pause is? Tech issue? Okay, so we no information. No information on the pause yet.
Classic PP, who knows?
But otherwise, yeah, Shy just going in, just creating so much space. And I feel like, despite Flank of Doom, I feel like, yes, they've had practice, but, you know, they've only had this reshuffle for, you know, a few days, I'd say. And, you know, the amount of practice, you know, having mercs, whatnot, so maybe not misclick. And you see Unpause coming out now. But, yeah. Uber gets repopped down the side of Freddo here, and it looks like my HUD is broken, so I don't know. Yeah, okay, my HUD is broken.
Yeah, there's so much going on. But Freddo v Digga have actually come out very well on the back end of that one. Just as we're talking about how they were sort of flubbing those post overs a little bit by being a bit low, this one is excellent for them. They've got the point, they've got the position, they've got the health. They're in a very good position here to start making things happen, but they are so afraid of a Akari coming through, getting a bit of damage off. Not enough to really do anything with, but they back out anyway. I mean, rightfully so, I would say.
Yeah, Sky actually on the sniper here, trying to find an angle, does spot the scouts, no shot connection yet, does get spotted out, does get taken out in the process here, and we do see both teams just trading 1-for-1 at the moment here. Freddo v Digga still have the point presence here, and both teams... These rollers, pistols just spamming these default vibes across the map, doing so much damage. Akari getting tagged incredibly low. Oh my god! It's doing so much work, and point capture still yet to come into effect, and Akari going aggressive here, trying to dodge this rollers. Oh my god, Uber gets popped out on the side of flank of Doom here, and they do manage to get the point in the nick of time there. And Uber does also get popped out on the side of Freddo. However, though, point capture going in favor of flank of Doom, and it was a much better trade, I guess, for them.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Freddo had a bit of an issue there, pausing as that fight ends. I think they sort of like flubbed what they were trying to do. The Uber didn't work out the way they wanted it to. But they are getting aggressive here again. They do get a bit of damage off, but not really enough to write home about. I certainly wouldn't be putting pen to paper about that one. There is a bit of a trade in players. Nam in with a nice big bomb. Akari, dude, I'm telling you. It's insane.
I'm curious to see how much damage he does after. I'm curious to see how much damage he has after this game. Same for Shy as well, when we're talking about how much base Shy was creating. But now Freddo in a, not Freddo, sorry, flank of Doom in a commanding position as well, with 12 seconds left effectively on the clock. However, they're both teams having Uber, so this might be one last attempt coming out from Freddo here. Freddo calling the shots here, taking the Uber in. Nice milk coming out from the side of flank of Doom here, but however, Shy getting taken out first in the process there, but casualties though yet to come out on the side of Freddo, and as I say it though, it's now getting scrappy. 2 players down on each side here. That's actually Lilock getting taken out. 3 players, 4 players. Very, very close here. Just 2 scouts left on the side of flank of Doom, and Wilson dodging and weaving, coming down to Wyra, and Mikal getting the kill on to Wilson there. Freddo does manage to get a point, but with a minute left, they need to hold this point on for dear life.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've talked about this scenario in other games, but it's very reminiscent of some political issues in the past. They're in a position here where they have to get lucky every time, whereas like a Doom only have to get lucky once. But losing Akari, that's getting lucky every time if you're Freddo v Digga. They've almost got full Uber as well. If they can keep that up, they're going to be able to extend this this time quite a bit. 40 seconds left on the clock now. Overtime for flank of Doom. This is coming down to the wire.
Sorry. Very, very close as well, and both teams... Oh, sorry. Both teams coming up with Uber here, so this could be the last fight, or we could be going to, obviously, round 5 here. Tetrix coming up with Uber in the bunker position, wanting to push through bunker, wondering where his med is. Med is being spotted, but now no longer going for the bunker position, just go charging across the point there. Tetrix already getting a bit of time on the point, trying to edge it out, going super aggressive here. Uber gets popped out, both teams exchanging Ubers here, so Trey now coming out, trying to find some sort of frag there, but that is the first frag. Wilson getting taken out in the process here, and it's definitely not what you want for the ideal, and they need some cap time on the point. I think we'll be going to round 5. Freddo pulling it back, and now we are 2-2. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's never ending, man. This is a really good game.
I think attack was probably for this as well. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, flank of Doom really, like those post Uber situations. Like I was saying, their Ubers are ending in just really awkward spots where they can get minced if they haven't picked up enough players in the Uber, and they're just sort of getting minced in that one scenario. But their constant aggression, constant spam, constant aggression. It's really looking good for them. I gotta say, Freddo v Digga are doing a great job of picking up players in the edges, but as I say that, Nam goes down, Sky goes in for a nice big bomb, not able to make anything happen. Yons has picked up the medic. Akari managing to take out Yons. We see Mikau still alive. Akari.
Oh, Akari!
Oh.
Survives. Oh my, Macau living barely.
Shit.
I mean, from that point, I think it's fine. Akari going for that sort of desperation play, but man, he's getting so close to getting his picks onto Macau there. But now Freddo managed to point out, we see it, and that's Wilson getting taken out. But yeah, Freddo managed to recover the point there, and also having Uber add as well. So this is definitely what you want to see in Freddo coming on top, and we do see a sack wave now coming out from the side of Flank of Doom.
Yeah, Mikau super safe in that house area. They just weren't ready for that. They hadn't really scattered it out enough to figure out where Mikau was. But that's fine. You know, it's a classic 4-man sack. It's Koth. You have to. It's just how the game works. You know.
I think that's the first sack we've seen, or some sort of bunker play actually, throughout this whole sort of series. I think that's the
I think it might be.
First, it should be the
It's the
first,
most
but
classic Koth round we've seen so far.
yeah, we do have an off-class though, Snazzy. Shy's turn on the sniper.
Guy's a bit of a demon on the sniper as well. Taking a couple of shots, not quite able to make anything land. Yon's getting in behind. Going to be a bit of a problem as the Uber gets used on the point by Freddo v Digga. They are looking to pick up Shy, but they haven't been able to. They lose their scout, getting a little bit overextended. Counter Uber did come through in the meantime there. They've lost Yons as well. Akari going down. That's actually a very impactful pick here. Pistol looking very, very dangerous on the point. Shy with a headshot to make that one happen. Sky trying to pick up the med. Does pick up the scout, but Mikau's going to be able to get out there. And they've still got Shy up on the sniper. And now that they've got some time to get forward, Shy's very, very aggro. Scoping through that right-hand side. Now backing up a little bit.
The sniper is interesting. I don't. It can work, but just the way Clearcut is, just so many structures, so many just obstacles in the way. It is a bit harder to snipe, I'd definitely say. But Shy trying to make the sniper work there. Does spot the medic beam, but no commit now coming up from Macau. Does tracing out, drawing some shots on to Sky there, but does get taken out in the process. And we do see a aggressive play coming out. Nice surf by Macau. Sky not managed to catch the rocket onto Macau there, and Uber though gets forced out on the side of Flank of Doom.
Yeah, man. Freddo v Digga did quite a bit of work to get that force. They picked up a couple of those flank players. They picked up Shy, and they just threw so much at Leop. Leop having the use, not really able to do anything with it. It was a very awkward position. It was a really good play out of Freddo. Freddo now looking pretty juicy on the point as well. I mean, they're running that timer down, minute 40 on the clock. They're in a position where they can just defend for days here. They do finally use their Uber. Leop on 66% fleeing for their lives. They have picked up 2. Akari down as well. Leop going down right at the tail end of all that. Just a little bit too far forward, guys. My God.
I think finally we're seeing some success as well from Freddo's sort of post-Ubers and, post-Uber frags. Finally some success, but Macau, I'll see him in bunker. Some stickies rolled under his feet, and I feel like he popped early because of that. I think that's fair. You see stickies uh-oh, you should probably pop. But, getting light up there is definitely what you want. And Uber adds, sorry for the side of Freddo, but Tira getting taken out, and Chai back on this sniper again, actually, to see if he can make it work. Does spot Macau out, but no connection.
I don't know why they're insisting on this off-class. I mean, it was working out for them without it. Yon's in with a nice big bomb direct onto Leop, able to pick up the frag. Mikau still alive as the timer begins to run down on the side of Flank of Doom. They pick up Yons as well. Might delay things just a little bit, give them a little bit more time on the point here. Almost a 4 minute difference.
I don't really understand this. The sniper play, they're trying to make it work. I think I've only seen 1 frag out of it. But I guess they're trying. I can see what they're going for, but I think it just needs probably a bit more, refining. Almost oh my God. Very ballsy by Macau. I think he just saw stickies above his head. Does manage to dodge it. Does see a soldier bomb there. No force yet. Does get run by Scout, having to pop on 11 HP. So good little sack wave coming up from the side of Flank of Doom there. But point, though, still in favor, and time in favor of Freddo v Digga.
Yeah, look, I mean, Freddo, they're looking like they're sitting pretty, but being on Uber disadvantage here, not excellent. 19 seconds on the clock. The timer beginning to get a bit tight. Flank of Doom, they're only 87% now. They will have in time to fight here, start edging the point, but they are in dire straits. If they lose a player here, it could be the end of it. They pick up one of the scouts. That's a good kill. Yon's coming in with a nice big bomb. They do get...
Oh my Yons!
The Leop, they pick up the frag as well. And with Mikau fleeing out of there... Oh, dude. This is grim for Flank of Doom.
Yons with the massive play, and I feel like same thing as well. We're talking about Shy, but Yons is doing a tremendous amount of work, just going behind, trying to cause some sort of chaos, getting these picks. And already, I feel like he's got. I'm curious to see how many med picks he's got this game as well, because he's doing so much for the side of Freddo. Freddo.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is Freddo very, very close to recapping it. They do use Uber on the point. They picked up so many gamers. I think this is going to be the end of it. No overtime on the point, and there you have it. 3-2 the way of Freddo. And dude, Flank of Doom looks so strong.
I know, and now Flank of Doom, after this game, are now in a bit of a dire situation. They're in a... yeah. They're versing Pot of Greed, which is, again, one of the highest seed teams, but I feel like they might make playoffs by the just of it, but now it's going to come down to all the nitty-gritty, sort of finer details. But logs are up, and as I said, the scout performance, 37 kills on Tira. Yes, he maybe beefed the one trade with Light Up running ring around the rosy around the crate, but as I said, watch the scouts on the side of Flank of Doom, and there's your point. 37 and 30 kills respectively, sorry.
I'm scared of people from Asia.
I mean,
they're just like horrifying scout players, right? Like I feel like every time I run into an Asian, like an Asia Fort scout player, they're just like, they're so much better. I don't know what's in the water over there, man. It's freaky. Yeah, Tira, absolute standout player there.
I just
gross.
I just want to point out, as I was talking about med picks, Yons with 4 med picks. He was just doing... He was just going in, doing what he needed to do, getting those picks, getting 4 as well. And I just want to say Shy as well, creating space, but... I mean, despite looking at Shy dying 34 times, as I said, again, getting 3 med picks as well for the side of Flank of Doom, going in, just doing sort of what needs to be done. But Yons, especially that last play, going all the way behind, and then dropping Lylop, I think that was just game ending, and that was sort of like just GG for the series, effectively, after that sort of play coming out from Yons.
The Shy log is a bit of a classic Roma log, and that's sort of what I was saying earlier, was like a lot of impactful play, but man, you don't look good on
I mean,
34 deaths is bad.
The way the game was going,
there's nothing away about it. You have to.
No.
You have to.
Yeah.
It's
mean,
crazy.
Again, very close overall when you look at just general damage and kills, respectively, difference. But even damage taken, Mikau had 100... damage taken 166, was eating actually a fair bit, and Akaru with that quickie bomb putting in work, 11k damage, 335 DPM, again, out damaging pistol, but unfortunately just couldn't convert it. But I feel like when you look at standout players, Tira dropping 37 kills, my god, he was killing stuff.
344 deeps as well, like that's... Come on, man.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
I feel like there's definitely some questions regarding the sniper plays. I feel like that might have not been the way, I say, for the side of Flank of Doom, to be honest, put it that way. But
look,
overall,
it is what it is.
A win's a win for the side of Freddo, but now it is sort of do or die now for the side of Flank of Doom, even though, yes, they are still... I don't think they'll... Oh, no. Okay. They're not updated.
So these... We've got the standings up. They're not updated to show the results of this match. So Flank of Doom and Freddo v Digga will absolutely be swapping there.
Yes, absolutely.
Flank's Burgers, I think they've got a pretty... I don't want to say easy match, but they've got a match that they can absolutely win here coming up as well.
Win, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Blank's Burgers taking on one of the lower seeded teams, which realistically speaking, they should beat 2-0, hopefully. Anyway, upsets might happen, who knows? But that's what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying, Flank of Doom now is in a bit of a precarious situation. Their sort of hopes now to rely on these other games that we have going on around them. But
what a game! And Freddo as well, recovering from, I guess,
yeah, they were crumbling at the start of
Yeah.
both maps, like absolutely crumbling at the start of both maps. It was like they needed a warm up on each map to just like let it sink in of like, oh yeah, you got to do this.
yeah.
I don't know, man.
But otherwise, yeah, what a game! Yeah, what a game we've had. I mean, there's nothing really else to say, but I mean, overall, like you stand there, you got Tier at 37 kills, and you got Akari dropping almost 335 DPM. But otherwise, yeah, congratulations to Freddo v Digga, and commiserations to Flank of Doom. As next week, as we said earlier at the start of this stream, is the last week of High. So yeah, it is coming down to the end of the regular season, and then they'll move into playoffs afterwards.
Yeah, total pointy and stuff here, folks. So it'll get a bit dangerous as we get a bit closer. But yeah, thank you, I suppose, for tuning in. Have we got anything else that we needed to talk about?
Sure.
Suppose we can just round it out then. Well, I don't know if we've got a little graphic to sting about, but I should probably mention we've got the summer brawl coming up. So if anyone wants to come along to LAN and eat a sausage, there's no euphemism there, by the way, then that would be excellent. We'll love to see you there. Thank you very, very much for tuning in to Capping Television for yet another High Division cast. We'll see about casting the rest of the div, but we will see where we go. Ghost, you got anything you wanted to talk about before we finish up?
I mean, yeah, thank you for both teams for playing. Obviously, thank you, Snazzy, for casting with me, and Shigbeard as well for producing. Yeah, Summer Brawl, 17th of Jan, come see us. I'll be there, Snazzy will be there, some other people will be there, who knows, have fun, bit of gaming, nice Brisbane summer. But yeah, that's really about it from me. But otherwise, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll hope to see you guys sometime next week for some more content. Who knows? But otherwise, stay safe, have a good night, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye bye.
Yeah, stay safe and stay cute.